Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Rockingham International Raceway for tonight's The Rock 100, presented by the Red Light Racing Group. My name is Upstate Al Brown to bring you all of tonight's racing action as I cover for our bald-headed friend Roger Muth, who's out on assignment here tonight. So he is off. I am in the booth. I had to make the trip down here to North Carolina for what is going to be a beautiful night of racing as we get ready to go here tonight. Qualifying on tap as we take a look at the Rock 100 for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series presented by the Red Light Racing Group. Eric Johnson went to victory lane 1 week ago out at the Auto Club Speedway. And it was Ethan Troutman and Jeffrey Souza rounding out your top three. And that was the first top three for Souza here with the Red Light Racing Series. So good job there to all those drivers as qualifying getting ready to go here. But it is a cool 77 degrees, 46% humidity, and track temperature 101. That'll make it slick for sure here as we get ready to go with tonight's 100 lap race for the Red Light Scrambler Series. Tonight they are utilizing the Xfinity car. Next week on at the Homestead Miami Speedway, they will be in the 1987 cars, followed by the Gander trucks. July 26 at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, and that'll round out the month of July. The next gen car will be hitting the super fast short track of the New Hampshire, the Magic Mile. That'll kick off the month of August. That'll be the last chance to get into the chase for the Cup here for the Red Light Scrambler Series presented by RB Custom Rigs. We want to welcome everybody out here. Qualifying is underway. Ethan Troutman out onto the racetrack, and he is atop of the board right now. He ran a 23.54 second lap time right now. They go across the line. Troutman staying in the top there. James Skelton going to run. Now goes to the top of the board. So the 86 of Skelton goes to the top of the board here and qualifying for tonight's The Rock 100. Rex Hoyle is third. Zach Mitchell and Rob Higgins rounding out your top five. So far, one car getting up to speed. That's the 11 of Sean Single down the back stretch. As he will be pulling that car through turns 3 and 4. Qualifying underway. Who will take down the race? Now it'll be Michael Trevarthen going to spot number 3. The 11 of Sean Single working down Thunder Alley down the backstretch in the turn number 3. Let's see what kind of lap that lap number 1 will be for Single. Looking pretty good out there in that Ford Mustangs with the Care Bear sponsored automobile. And Single will go to the 4th spot here. Working his second lap, 2 laps time. Here's now it'll be Christopher Rothrock up to the 8th position, cracking the top 10 with 19 cars have taken time so far in this qualifying. And Sean Single's going to kiss the outside wall. His time will be null and void, so he'll sit in that 4th spot. Jason Wells working through turns 3 and 4. They'll come down the front stretch here. We'll take a look and see what kind of time Wells will put in with that Alienware number 64. He'll go to 5th quick in car number 64, so Wells will jump to 5th. Richard Murdoch in the 01 is 8th right now. One driver just leaving pit road. That'll be Chris Hammett. Hammett in car number 6 just taking the green flag. We'll see where they will slot in. Brandon Minto in the number 5 is currently 21st, so he's got some drivers that he'll have to hold off. Hammett, O'Brien, and Max Stereo all out onto the racetrack right now trying to put their time in. Come across the line. New quick time for the number 6 Winn-Dixie automobile of Chris Hammett. He'll go to the top of the board. Kevin O'Brien has crossed the line. He is currently 23rd. As we switch over to the Max Stereo. Car number 42 off turn number 4 to put lap number 1 in the books. Let's see where Therio will go. Therio going to jump to 5th quick. So Max Stereo will jump to 5th right behind the number 62 of Troutman, Skelton, Trevarthen, and Hammett, your top 5. Lap number 2, we're going to see if it's a little bit quicker for Therio. You see him work in the middle of the racetrack off turn number 4. And it's familiar black and white number 42, and Therio will stay 5th quick. Crossing the line now to number 4 is Souza. This is Jeffrey Souza. He will jump to 12th quick on lap number 1. So Souza coming in with a 23.72 on lap number 1. Recorded a top 3 1 week ago at the Auto Club Speedway in the Gander Mountain Trucks. Very unique here that they run with this, and it'll be Chris Hammett picking up the pole as we get ready to go with tonight's not feature event, but tonight's race. 100 laps in the books. Coming at you. This is your starting lineup. Starting up on the front row with the RB Custom Rigs Scrambler Series here for the Rock 100 presented by the Red Light Racing Series. It is Chris Hammett. He'll start in spot number 1 in that Winn-Dixie number 6. Outside of him will be car number 31 of the Rev Esports entry. This is Michael Trevarthen. Rolling off in the 3rd spot will be James Skelton. Outside of him will be the number 62 of Ethan Troutman. 5th starting spot will go to Max Stereo. Outside of him with his dancing partner will be the Care Bears number 11 of Sean Single. Jason Wells and Rex Hoyle will make up row number 4, and row number 5 will be the number 24 of Zach Mitchell and that DuPont entry. Outside of him will be the 01 of Richard Murdoch. Rolling off in the 11th spot will be car number 40. That is the Busch Beer sponsored number 40. That is Rob Higgins. Outside of him with the JTG entry, that's the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Car number 84, Christopher Rothrock out of Pennsylvania will roll off 13. Outside of him will be car number 3, the Victory Junction Gang. Car number 3, this is Tony Strano. 15th starting spot will go to the number 2 of Josh Buckley. Buckley going to roll off in the 15th spot. Outside of him will be the number 17, the Tire Pros entry of Tim Combs. Joe Strano in car number 43 slated to roll off 17th. Outside of him will be the number 98 of High Rollin' Ryan Oldani. Eric Johnson in car number 33 will roll off in spot number 17, or in spot number 19. Outside of him, the 907 of Tim Williams. 21st starting spot will go to the Australian, the Outback Motorsports number 184 of Kevin O'Brien. He'll roll off in spot number 21. 22nd, Brian Bianchi. 23rd will go to the 953 of Dave Bragg. Brandon Feeney in car number 38 will roll off 24th. 25th will go to Brandon Minto. Ryan Richard, Bruce Potter, Doug Neal, and Bob Higgins will round out your 29-car field here tonight for the Rock 100 pace car. Down and away. We are ready to go. Green flag racing, and we are underway. They head down here to turn number 1. Hammett going to jump out to the early race lead. Trevarthen runs there in spot number 2. Side-by-side battle back there for the 4th spot. It'll be the 64 now of Wells trying to take the 5th spot away from the 62 of Troutman. Troutman up on the outside. He's got Rex Hoyle in the number 54. The ATD sponsored number 954. Working the outside of the raceway, 2 crews all the way around the racetrack. They work down the back stretch. Everybody fighting for grip off turn number 2, trying to get the power down for the Thunder Alley here through lap number 2 into the books. It is the Chris Hammett automobile up on the front of this one. Skelton second. Max Stereo already quickly up into spot number 3 after starting 5th. And how about Jason Wells? He started back in the 7th position. He finds himself 4th. Top 6 car single file without Rex Hoyle back here in a Hornet's Nest. He's got the number 3 Tony Strano behind him. Strano in that victory junction gain number 3 trying to make a move on Hoyle. This is the battle for the 10th position. Everybody doing a great job around the Speedway, single filing it out a little bit deeper in the field though. Ryan O'Danny in at 98 runs in spot number 16. The Sean single down on the apron, him and the number 5 of Brandon Minto. They had a moment. Kevin O'Brien up there in the 184. Brian finished in the top 5 last week with his first top 5 in the last 7 seasons with the Red Light Scrambler Series. This tells you how tough the competition is here week in and week out on a Monday. Eric Johnson getting ranked 17. That is the position number 15. As Eric Johnson gets underneath Combs. Combs in that Tire Pro number 17 automobile. Everybody getting into a groove. Let the tires come up the temperature, get the grip. They have 4 extra sets in the pits they can use here. And if you're familiar with the Rockingham Speedway, well, the Rock will cheese grade your tires. You'll be screaming for tires before you need fuel. Everybody doing a good job now working here. We go a little bit deeper in the field. Look back here at the 5 of Minto. He just got by the Caterpillar entry, the 921 of Ryan Richard. Chris Rothrock had to go to the tail of the field at the start of this one with his Renaissance Nutrition number 84. You see he's got front end damage on that Camaro. Gonna wonder if the overheating issues will come into play on the 84. He is hoping for a quick yellow flag where he can come down and pit. Meanwhile, up front, Max Stereo has taken over the race lead. He had gotten around Skelton and gets the race lead. So Theriot picking up the race lead. Let's take a look and see how he got by Hammett. Hammett got high in the turn number 3, and Max Stereo painting the yellow line will get on by the Winn-Dixie number 6 of Hammett. And that is how the number 42 grabbed your race lead. Back to live pictures. It is still Theriot out on the front. He has opened up about a 3-car length advantage over the 6 of Hammett. Skelton has fallen back to the 3rd spot after jumping to 2nd. He works down here in the turn number 3. He's brought Wells. These 4 cars have broken away from the rest of the field. Rounding out your top 5 is Michael Trevarthen, who is in a fight for his life here. Trying to hold off the number 24 of Zach Mitchell. Mitchell started back in the 9th position, finds himself in that 6th position, 1 spot outside of the top 5. Souza right there runs in the 9th position. He started in the 12th position, so Jeffrey Souza starting to make his way towards the front of this one. He works to the back side of the body armor number 62 of Ethan Troutman. Troutman headed in the wrong direction early on in this race, but these guys, very, very wise veterans, might be saving their tires knowing how much it'll be here tonight, how the tires will fall off. Rex Hoyle rounding out your top 10 in spot number 10, but up front it is Max Stereo. He is unable to shake Hammett. Hammett right in the tire tracks. A little bit deeper in the field, side-by-side action back here down the back stretch. It is the 43 of Joe Strano. He was racing with the 98, the Turbo Dork number 98 of Ryan O'Danny. He's got the 40 up the racetrack. That is Rob Higgins. Higgins sporting that nice-looking Busch beer sponsorship. One of my favorite paint schemes growing up, watching the races. O'Danny with a good run has to back out of it, takes a look to the inside, tucks it back in line in the turn number 3. Danny now going to take a look to the inside. Can he make a move on the 40 of Higgins? This is the battle for the 12th position. The 40 of Higgins up the racetrack. That allows the 43 of Joe Strandl to get on by. Meanwhile, Richard Murdoch starting to make his march towards the front. He's moved into the 6th position as he continues to move forward. See the 24 of Zach Mitchell right in front of Murdoch. Working there. Down there, you can hear him working the throttle. You can hear the tires just grinding away. Murdoch doing a good job. Is now Souza's going to follow suit. He'll move Trevarthen back to the 8th position. A little bit deeper here. Good battle for your number 10 spot. Eric Johnson, the Dirty Mo Media, number 33. He'll get on by the number 2 of Josh Buckley. Buckley up into the 11th position, was inside the top 10 until displaced by Eric Johnson. We look down high above here. Oh, trouble down the backstretch. His yellow flag is coming out. Let's take a look. It was Brian Bianchi that was in trouble. Bianchi's car, the Culpeper number 914, has seen better days. That car is used up and we are slowed for the very first time. We saw it from the blimp cam. Let's take a look and see what happened to Bianchi. Just coming to the corner. Oh, got the outside wall. Oh, and hard contact into the inside wall up the racetrack. And holds the brake. Everybody able to get on by. But the yellow flag will come out here for the very first time here tonight as Bianchi is down pit road. And all your race leaders are headed down pit road right now. Max Stereo bringing the rest of the field in. Chris Hammett, everybody stay. Brandon Feeney going to stay out here on older tires in that number 38 automobile. Max going to hit his box here down in the corner number 1 and 2. Let's see the crew going around to the right sides. Down around to the left. You're going to be 4 tire changes. These drivers do have 4 sets in the pits here tonight. And they will use every single one of them if they can. They're down and away. He'll come off first, followed by Hammett and Skelton. So one driver staying out on the racetrack. That was the number 38 of Brandon Feeney. And while we got a moment, let's take a look at the current point standings headed into tonight's racing. Jason Wells up on top of this one in that Alienware number 64. He came in as your points leader. Max Stereo is second, all with a win. Sean Single, James Skelton, all locked into the chase here tonight. So those drivers can play a little bit risky as now Brandon Feeney will come down pit road and get service on that number 38. Sean Butler runs in the 5th spot. Ethan Troutman, Michael Trevarthen, Zach Mitchell, Eric Johnson, Jeffrey Souza tied for the 9th spot in your current point standings headed into tonight's racing action for the RB Custom Rigs Scrambler Series presented by the Red Light Racing Series. So Max Stereo is your race leader. The number 6 of Chris Hammett runs in spot number 2. James Skelton is going to be 3rd. 4th spot belongs to Zach Mitchell and Jason Wells, your winningest driver so far this season, which is season 11 for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. He is in that 5th spot. Richard Murdoch in that number 01 runs in the 6th. 7th is Jeff Souza. Michael Trevarthen runs 8. Eric Johnson 9th, and Josh Buckley came out in the 10th position. 11th spot is Rex Hoyle in that ATD number 954. Ethan Troutman is 12th. 13th will go to Ryan O'Danny. Bob Higgins is 14th. Sean Single, Tim Combs, Ryan Richards, Brandon Minto, Doug Neal, and Dave Bragg rounding out your top 20. Field getting doubled up. We're ready to go back green flag racing this time off turn number 4. We want to thank y'all for tuning on in here tonight. If it's your first time tuning into the Turn 3 Racing Network, well, welcome. We thank you for watching here tonight. If you could do so kindly, hit that little subscribe button as we chase 2,000 subscriptions. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, let these drivers know that you appreciate the efforts that they are doing for you, as this is a tough racetrack to be fast at. Is now side by side off turn number 3. Next there will be the control car. Hammett on the outside, Skelton and Mitchell make up your top 2 rows. Green flag is up. We are back underway. Hammett with a good jump on the outside will be able to ride the momentum and get by the 42 Ethereal. He will not. That allows the number 86 of Skelton to scoot on by on the inside. So Hammett shuffled back to the 3rd spot. Richard Murdoch doing battle. He cracks the top 5. Mitchell up the racetrack. See a little bit of left rear damage on that DuPont number 24. Jeff Souza in that car number 4 up to 6. They ride on board with Richard Murdoch. Driver out of Cottageville, South Carolina. Runs to the 5th spot. See top 4 cars all single filed out. Great battles all the way around here on this restart. Josh Buckley back here in the 10th spot. We go a little bit deeper in the field. Brandon Minto in the Keystone Light entry starting to move his way up towards the front. Minto up 6 spots since the drop for this green flag here tonight as they work one past the 1/4 mark of tonight's 100 lap event. Tim Combs taking a peek to the inside. Couldn't do anything with Higgins that time in the turn number 1. But the TirePros.com entry starting to make some moves towards the front of this one. Gets a good run down the back stretch. Can't do anything with him on Thunder Alley. Right behind them is Doug Neal in the sim box, number 77. That's Sharp Automobile. But we got 2. Oh, Danny's in the outside wall. Ryan O'Danny in the wall. The 62 of Ethan Troutman down on the apron. He'll come up the racetrack. Everybody's going to avoid him, but trouble for the body armor, number 62 of Troutman, as he is slow down the back stretch. Ethan Troutman in trouble in that body armor. Number 62 now gets back up to speed, but falls all the way back to the 26th position. Just like that, and a miscue on the front stretch. O'Danny also followed back a little bit. He fell back to the 15th spot. Tim Combs with a run to the inside of that Turbo Dork number 98 Ford Mustang. The Chevy Camaro digging down low. He'll come off turn number 4. He'll take the spot. Tim Combs up to 15th, but how about this man? Ryan Richard in the Caterpillar 921. He is your hard charger so far. Up 14 positions, your biggest mover of the race. Right there is the number 921 of Ryan Richard. Currently runs in the 12th position. Started back in the 26th position. Meanwhile, up front, Max Terrio cannot shake Skelton, and Skelton all over the back bumper of that 42. Skelton trying to make a move, couldn't do that, hang a little bit loose off turn number 4. Now draws the bead to the back bumper of the 42 Ethereal. They're up on the front of this one. Jeff Souza runs in the 6th spot right behind the number 01 of Murdoch. Murdoch doing a great job. Great right there painting the yellow line. That is the fast way around the Rockingham Speedway. As everybody has started to single file it out throughout the field. We go a little bit deeper in the field. Look at Tim Williams. Tim Williams is at 907. Currently runs in the 25th position. He's got Bob Higgins right there behind him in car number 41. The Ford automobile. Kevin O'Brien, the driver from Australia. Bruce Potter Rounding out your field right now in that quick lane motorcraft, number 59, great automobile. He currently runs 28th. Brian Bianchi down on pit road, still trying to get damage fixed to that 914 Culpeper automobile. So a tough break for the driver of the 914 of Brian Bianchi. Theriot now starting to open up about a 3-car length advantage over the 86. See him wash up the racetrack, gets a diamond run off of turn number 2, stays away from the outside walls. Your top 4 have separated themselves by 3 seconds over the 5th place running Richard Murdoch. Are they pushing themselves too hard right now? Are they going to wear out their tires and not allow the field to catch them? 16 laps since we've gone back to under the green flag conditions here as everybody was down on pit road on lap number 20. Skelton really putting pressure with that Supra. Takes a look down to the inside. Can he do anything with him? There still leads it. Hamlet, your pole sitter, sits in that 3rd position. Jason Wells quietly runs in the 4th spot. 5th spot is Richard Murdoch. We got battles all the way here. 1 car way up high, wide, and handsome. I believe that was the number 31 of Trevarthen. It was Trevarthen working the outside. The JC Race Graphics car number 31. He's just got passed by Sean Single. Single in that Care Bears number 11 had to go to the tail of the field at the start of this one. Has worked his way inside the top 10 for the first time here tonight. Off of turn number 4 they go. Rex Hoyle trying to find a way around Trevarthen as well. Couldn't quite find it that time as they come through turns 1 and 2. Tim Cohn still runs there up in the 16th spot as Doug Neal has gotten by him with the Simbox number 77. So Neal up to the 15th spot trying to chase down the number 40 of Higgins. That's Rob Higgins in the number 40. He's got the back trunk full now of the Simbox 77. Meanwhile, things still tied up at the front of the field as they come down the front stretch. Theriot unable to shake the 86 of Helton with the Hometown Animal Hospital sponsorship. On the left rear quarter panel, that number 86. They're able to stretch it out, closing in on the halfway point already. Hard to believe these guys. 1 yellow flag. That was for the 914 of Brian Bianchi, who lost a right front tire off turn number 2, creamed the outside wall. And he sits on pit road. Crew trying to get that car back together to try to salvage some points for Bianchi, but a tough break for that driver. Thank everybody for tuning on in. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Roger Muth tuning in out there on assignment here tonight. So thank you there as I got to take the Turn 3 Learjet down to North Carolina here tonight. It was a nice, easy ride in the airplane to get down here from New York. I'm glad I could be a part of the RB Custom Race Scrambler Series for the Rock 100 presented by the Red Lights Series. Sean Single right here, Richard Bryan in that 921 up to the 10th spot. Just got around Josh Buckley, so Richard able to move up through the field so far, up 16 positions since the green flag is dropped here tonight. That Caterpillar, a great looking paint scheme, an iconic paint scheme in the racing world. A little bit deeper in the field, it'll be old Danny. He just got passed by the 62 of Troutman. Troutman has left him in the wayside as he battles with the number 3 of Tony Strano. Strano runs in that 20th position as they work down the back stretch. One car making it, that is Tim Combs. Got loose there. That made the 953, the Jiffy Lube entry of Dave Bragg. He had to make an evasive move, able to hold on to it, but Bragg working the extreme inside of the racetrack, trying to get by Tim Combs. Not accustomed to seeing Tim Combs running back here in the upper half of the 20s, but he is a wily veteran saving his stuff. I guarantee he will be there at the end of this one in that TirePros.com entry. Meanwhile, Max Terrell starting to stretch it out in his advantage. They work off the corner. You can see the advantage right there, about 10 car lengths over the number 82 of Skelton. Jason Wells just getting a by the number 6 of Hammett. That was the pass for the 3rd position. Next time by the cross flags will be up. It'll be 50 in, 50 laps to go as we get close in on green flag pit stops. You want to know how bad the tire situation is. They've already used one set. They got 3 more in the pits. But since the green flag has dropped off, they have dropped off 2 seconds since the green flag came back out here in the Rock 100. So that's how much the tires do fall off here. Stereo starting to go through into lap traffic, just putting the 907 of Williams down 1 lap. And the next car in front of him will be the 84 of Rothrock. And Rothrock's got some right rear damage to that Renaissance Nutrition. He'll get the outside wall. Rothrock's sideways, keeps a hold onto it. We stay green. The tough night getting tougher for the Renaissance Nutrition number 84 of Rothrock. One car coming down pit road, the 24 of Mitchell makes it. He'll peel off. He'll be our first taker on pit road with that DuPont number 24. Mitchell coming down pit road. Right side damage on that number 24. Also coming down pit road, the 31 of Trevarthen. So pit stops starting to play out. Green flag pit stops as your race leader will flash on by. For the Maxime number 42, he'll work underneath the 17 of Tim Combs. Combs going to go down 1 lap to Max Stereo here on lap number 52. Stereo stays out this time by. He'll lead that lap, but we are past the halfway point. Let's do a top 10 run through. James Skelton runs in spot number 2 behind Stereo at 1.2 seconds. Then you got to go back to the 64 of Jason Wells. Wells runs in that 3rd spot, just getting by the Winn-Dixie automobile of Hammett. Rounding out your top 5 is the Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson runs 5th as Bruce Potter has taken his 59 to the pit road. Zach Mitchell coming in and speeding on pit road. Tough break for the 24. His night going by the wayside after running inside the top 5. 6th spot belongs to the 01 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch doing a great job, runs in spot number 6. 7th spot to Jeffrey Souza. Souza finishing in the 3rd spot 1 week ago. Rex Hoyle runs 8th. Sean Single is 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Ryan Richard. And that is your top 10 rundown past the halfway point. Doug Neal still digging. Him and Ryan Richard are locked in a dead tie for the most positions gained so far at 16. Here's they work down the backstretch. Stereo coming off turn number 4 underneath the stripe is your race leader. 1.3 seconds in front of James Skelton. Skelton stayed on the back bumper for a handful of laps, and now Stereo, the wily old veteran, starting to pull away. Skelton has lap traffic side by side in front of him off the corner. He got a handful of them there. Tony Strando at number 3. He's got the 953 of Dave Bragg. Bragg is your first car 1 lap down. He is fighting Strando. In case that yellow flag were to come out, he would get the lucky dog. Wells doing a good job back there in the third spot. He wants Skelton to work off the corner and down the back stretch. When will the race leaders come down pit road? We already saw how tricky it was. Zach Mitchell had to come back down through a pass-through with his number 24, and that has put him behind the 8 ball 4 laps. Jason Wells, that Alienware number 64, doing a great job. They work off the corner. He'll work behind the 17 of Tim Combs. Is Doug Neal now cracking the top 5. What can you say about the Simbox entry? He is really dialed in here tonight. Up 18 positions and continues to go forward. Neal, one of those drivers that sets a nice pace, does not use up his tires. Right now showing it as he's able to run some of the best lap times. Only driver better than Neal on the racetrack lap time that last time by was your race leader of Max Stereo. Eric Johnson coming down pit road in the dirty mode. We got some takers now. Doug Neal's coming down as well. So pit stops taking place as Johnson will hit his pit, has to back up, oversize it just a little bit. Doug Neal in his pit box, around to the right side, putting the 4 Goodyear tires on there. Stereo still out on the racetrack. They're working down the back stretch. He'll hit turn number 3. Will Theriot come this time? Off the corner now, Theriot will peel off the racetrack. He'll take and bring the 42 on the pit road, locks him up, really charging down here on the pit road. Be right on board, 43 miles an hour with Max Stereo as he rolls down pit road. Seems like an eternity. He'll make the hard left-hand turn into the pit box. So that gives the race lead to the number 6 of Hammett. Now Hammett's going to come down pit road. Richard Murdoch going to follow him as well. Hammett coming down pit road. So Rex Hoyle now is your race leader in the Atlantic Tire Distributor number 954. Hoyle last on pit road on lap number 20. He'll work around the 98 of Old Danny. When will Hoyle come down pit road? You see the speed difference in tires. Old Danny coming off the 5. Also coming down. So right now your top 6 cars, as timing and scoring, will all jump up as well. This is coming down pit road right now. They're going to come by. He'll unlap himself as now Joe Strano works underneath Rex Hoyle trying to get to pit road. He will do so this time. So your race leader going to come down pit road. That will give the race lead if it cycles through. Back to this man, the 42 of Theriot, as we close in on 30 laps to go. Been a great race so far here tonight at the Rock for the Rock 100 for the RV Custom Race Scrambler Series. They're out working underneath Old Danny. Old Danny on the lead lap for the time being. Will now go down 1 lap. He'll be the car that'll be on the hot seat. Skelton runs third, and Jeffrey Souza with great pit strategy up to that 4th position. Eric Johnson went in 5th, came out 5th. Chris Hammett back to the 6th spot. That's how everything has cycled out here tonight. Bianchi back on the racetrack. He was our one and only caution as he had a right front go down off turn number 2. Right there in front of the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. You see how crumpled up the Culpeppers 9:14 is a Bianchi. Bianchi out there trying to salvage, trying to get some points here tonight. Meanwhile, things starting to tighten back up as now Buckley coming back out onto the racetrack. Josh Buckley in the 15th position. And right now, half second separating your top two. Skelton working the bottom racetrack. He'll get by the number 5 of Brandon Minto. Minto starting back in the 25th position up to 14th. He is your first car. 1 lap down currently if the yellow flag were to fly. 30 laps to go. Max Theriault out on the front of this one, 0.7 seconds of a lead. Theriault works underneath Higgins. Higgins going to go down 1 lap to your race leaders. That leaves 11 cars on the circuit that's on the lead lap. Theriault using strategy in a long green flag run as we've just got through our first green flag pit stops. He has a 1 second advantage over Skelton now. Then you gotta go back 8 seconds to Michael Trevarthen, who's entering turn number 1 right now. It's the 41 of Bob Higgins will work underneath him. Trevarthen and Eric Johnson now gonna battle it down the Thunder Alley down the backstretch, and it wasn't much of a battle. The 33 of Eric Johnson's gonna scoot on by. Trevarthen came down lap 51, so his tires are a little bit older with the JC Race Graphics car number 31. Eric Johnson now up to 3rd. He's got the 4 of Souza. This is the closest battle on the racetrack. Johnson doing a good job here. As you see the number 4 of Souza behind him. Souza has your pole sitter behind him. That's the 6 of Chris Hammond. Roger, well, as soon as I get over there, I'm the pilot of that plane. We'll get back on there and fly back to New York. So I think we'll probably leave around 8:30 tonight here, game time. 25 laps to go. Though Theriault still showing the way. Is now Trevarthen going to come down pit road? Michael Trevarthen working at 31 down pit road. Is still Theriault still out in front. 0.6 of a second over James Skelton. That's your top two. Skelton right there, close in tow, closing the gap a little bit on Theriault with 24 laps to go. Eric Johnson runs in the 3rd spot. Chris Hammett is 4th. Jeff Souza back to the 5th spot. Richard Murdoch having a nice solid night here tonight. He runs in spot number 6. Right in front of the Care Bears entry is Sean Single. .23 to go. Ryan O'Danny back here battling heavy lap traffic here. O'Danny runs 15th right at the moment. He's got the 31 of Trevarthen. Trevarthen back to 22nd, 2 laps to the arrears behind your race leader. They're working off turn number 4, stretching his advantage out to 1.1 second with 21 laps to go. Theriault showing the way. Skelton in 2nd. Johnson in the 3rd position. Chris Hammett is 4th. And Jeffrey Souza still runs in that 5th spot. Closing on that 5th spot is Richard Murdoch as we go on board and ride with Richard Murdoch. working off the corner, 20 laps to go, make it 19 at the line. Theriault 1.4 second. Can he hold on to a very dominant performance by this man, the 42 of Max Theriault? Theriault working up behind that car, number 38. Working down here in turn number 3, the 38 going to go up high. That is, I apologize. That is Brandon Feeney in that number 38. Great looking automobile. I believe that's a Mike McLaughlin throwback. Magic Shoes McLaughlin. They're out now working underneath the 953. That is Dave Bragg. Bragg runs in the 19th spot. So Theriault up on the front of this one is I think he's left the keys on the counter. He's checked out. Stretching his legs. He's just out there on a Monday afternoon cruise. So the driver, the Canadian driver up on the front of this one, trying to go to victory lane. He'll be the second driver to have multiple wins this season if he can hold on for 15 more laps. Right in front of him is the 10th place driver. That is James Neal. They look out back of the sim box. Onboard camera presented by Mechanic Advisor. $14 laps to go for Theriault. Theriault trying to work down Thunder Alley. He's got everybody but the top 10 down one lap. This race has been clean and green. As now Theriault will move by him. That'll put Neal down one lap to your race leader. Josh Buckley runs in the 11th position, and at number 2, the Checker Flag Auto Supply. Entry. Buckley working underneath Bianchi. Trying to close in on James Neal to get a top 10. Good battle starting to shape up. Hammett has ran down Eric Johnson as they work off a turn number 4. The 6 of Chris Hammett. Set your fast time here tonight was set on the pole. He has been inside the top 5 all race long. Jeffrey Sousa starting to reel this group back in as well. Heavy lap traffic as they work down the back stretch. Eric Johnson will work underneath the 84 of Rothrock. He'll clear him. He'll bring the 6 of Hammett. Hammett right there about 3 car lengths off of him off turn number 2. 11 laps to go. Next time by, it'll be the high 5s. Oh, Bianchi in the outside wall. Him and the 84 of Rothrock make contact. Is there debris on the racetrack? Will we get a yellow flag? Everybody sleeping it clean and green with 10 laps to go. Theriault does not want to see a yellow flag right now with 10 laps to go here tonight in the Rock 100. Theriault rolls it through turns 3 and 4, 9 to go. Skelton runs there in spot number 2. Third is Eric Johnson, as this is still a dogfight. He's got heavy lap traffic. Oh, Troutman up the racetrack. Contact with the 921 of Richard. Troutman up the racetrack. That allows both of Hammett and Sousa to get on by. Who's it gonna be here tonight? It'll be Theriault 4 seconds out in front. Can he hold on to it with 8 to go? Richard Murdoch closing in on this battle for the 5th spot as well. He's about 2 seconds off of Jeffrey Sousa. With the heavy lap traffic in front of him, he can close some ground in on it. Sean Single is 7th. 11th or 8th spot belongs to the 64 of Jason Wells. Rex Hoyle runs in the 9th, and James Neal is still rounding out your top 10. Max Stereo working off turn number 2 down the backstretch, 7 laps to go. He works behind the number 17 of Tim Combs. Tony Strano in that number 3, the Victory Junction gaining entry up the racetrack as well. Giving way to your race leader, now 6 to go. Max really taking care of his automobile here tonight, doing a great job behind the wheel. Five to go underneath the stripe. High five sign from Barney the Flagman as he cruises in the turn number 1 and 2. You will ride on board with him down Thunder Alley. Theriot doing a good job up in the front of this one. Let's take a little bit deeper here. Jason Wells trying to close in on Sean Single. As the closest battle is going to be for that 4th position right now. Chris Hammett in that Winn-Dixie Ford Mustang. He's got Garrett Jeffrey Souza all over the back bumper. Souza takes a bit to the outside. This is the battle for the 4th position. 4 laps to go. Make it 3 at the line for Theriot. Heavy traffic in front. Eric Johnson in that 3rd spot, trying to put some lap traffic between himself and the 2 drivers he is battling here as they work underneath the stripe. Hamlet going to move by Hammett, and Souza will get by. They look to chase down the 33 of Johnson with just 2 laps to go for Theriot. See who comes off turn number 2. Down the backstretch he'll come. He'll come through turns 3 and 4. It'll be the white flag presented by Checkered Flag Auto Supply. As he comes off turn number 4, the white flag will fly. It is 1 lap to go. They're down the backstretch for the final time. He'll have to roll through turns 3 and 4. On cruise control, took the boys out behind the woodshed and gave them a whooping off of turn number 4. Theriot, he'll go to victory lane for the 2nd time this season. James Skelton going to come off the corner. He'll come across the line. He'll finish in that number 2 position. And it's the battle for the 3rd spot. Eric Johnson off the corner. He'll hold on to it. Eric Johnson will finish 3rd. Hammett and Souza in a photo finish will finish 4th and 5th. Murdoch 6th. 7th spot will go to Single. Wells will come home 8th, and 9th spot will go to Rex Hoyle. Rounding out your top 10 unofficially will be James Neal in car number 77. Max Stereo coming down the front stretch. He'll cross underneath there, saluting the fans. And man, what a great race this was here tonight for the driver out of Canada, the 42 of Max Stereo. Well, as we get ready for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply post-race show, we will be right back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, where Max Stereo just picked up the win at the Rock 100.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
When you're face-to-face with your customers, you can reach out to them, connect with them, and remind them of future maintenance they may need with their vehicle. But when they leave your shop, how can you be sure that all of them will return? Enter the Mechanic Advisor CRM software and telematics suite, a robust customer retention tool that monitors your customers' vehicles so you can connect with them when they truly need it. Start by reaching out to new customers with our advertising service. In your area, Mechanic Advisor ranks for over 150 auto repair keywords on search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo, bringing new customers directly to your door. Next, Mechanic Advisor helps you retain those customers through our proprietary OBD2 telematics device. Once you plug the dongle into your customer's vehicle, in real time, you'll be able to see any OBD engine codes that fire, as well as when they're due for scheduled maintenance such as oil changes, tire checks, and more. Finally, if any engine codes do go off, you'll be immediately notified. You can then reach out to them right from the software via text message or email, letting them know that they should come in. There's no wasted outreach on your part and no unnecessary notifications for them. It's truly a win-win. The Mechanic Advisor CRM software. You're not just listening to your customers, you're listening directly to their vehicles.
Welcome back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, where we just got done with our RB custom-made Scrambler series presented by the Red Light Racing Series at the Rock for the Rock 100, and it was none other than Max Steriot picking up the win here tonight. And Max, man, this car looked like it was set up perfectly, and you are on cruise control. Talk us through this race. How difficult is it to manage the pace that you are doing and also keep the tires underneath you? Because we know how this track will wear out these tires.
Yeah, you have to save the right front early on in the race, in the run, and being consistent is very important because it's easy to drift up and lose time, especially if you have guys right behind like James in the middle part of the race. I saved a little bit of tires there, and once we had clear track in front of us, I got enough of a gap to take advantage of pitting one lap later, and the rest was navigating through traffic. And for a one caution race at Rockingham, we'll take it.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, all the drivers out there, everybody in this Red Light Racing Series should really pat themselves on the back. That was very impressive, just to have the one yellow flag there. But does that mess up your strategy going into the night? Obviously, you got to be able to adjust on the fly. But we saw Skelton really putting the pressure to you there at the midway point of this race. And then with green flag tires stops, it's really tricky getting on the pit road here.
It is, but practice makes a big difference. Last night, I managed to practice the pit entry, and during the 50-lap practice race that we did, I went the full field distance, so I knew how far I could go tonight, and it happened to be relatively close to that first caution point where we could go one pit stop to the end, and that's how it went, hoping for no caution flags during that cycling, and yeah, it worked great for me.
He came out with a great job here tonight, and well, your tire bill is going to be a little bit less. You didn't use the full amount of sets that you had in the pits here, so that's always a plus.
Yeah, who would have thought of Rockingham?
Well, Max, you did a great job here tonight, becoming the second driver this season to score that second win. Next week, you all head down, or not down, I guess, yeah, down to Homestead, I believe, in the 87 car to the Miami Speedway. How's that going to be in those old cars? Those have a lot of horsepower and are hard to hook up.
Yeah, that'll be a different experience. We raced a lot at Homestead in the past, but with the top 3 national cars, so they behave similarly at that track. But with the 87 cars and sliding around more, yeah, we'll have to put some testing before we get there on Sunday and Monday night.
Well, Max, before we let you go, we'll roll out the red carpet here and let you thank all those people behind the scenes that make it possible to get you in victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my girlfriend, my friend Max at Maxim, and thank my dad. They're all watching the Turn 3 broadcast. It's nice of you to put on the show tonight, Al, and to Josh, James, and Richard for running this Red Light Scrambler series. James for another solid finish, and Eric a second top 3 in a row. So he's got some momentum going on, and we'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good. Are you running Thursday night in the debut of season number 5 for the Red Light SK series?
Yeah, that's true. If I'm planning to run there. It's I think at 5 flags, so we'll strap this. We'll take out this SK mod and strap in behind the wheel and see how it goes.
Well, good luck in that series. You can catch all that action here Thursday night with Roger Muth in the booth, and he'll bring you all the action Thursday night for that series. But Max, congratulations here tonight, and we'll see you Thursday night or next Monday. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
There you go. That is tonight's winner, becoming the second driver to pick up 2 wins here tonight. And the driver that was chasing him, well, it was the driver of the number 86, James Scout. And James, you put up a valiant fight there. What was the difference between yourself and Max here tonight that rounds you up in the second position?
Yeah, Al, it's the right front. I caught him, and then I was trying to take it easy behind him, and then I thought I saw him scrape the wall a little bit, and he missed his entry once or twice, and I said, I'm gonna try to really push here, but at Rockingham, if you push just a few laps too many, and obviously he was saving the tires in front of me, it just paid off on that back 10 to 12 laps of that stint. I lost the turn off the corner, or early in the middle, and then off the corner. So that was an interesting race, though. With all the different strategies and the different speeds, to only have one caution, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, talk about how difficult that is. I mentioned it during the broadcast here that the speed difference between new tires and fresh tires was almost over 2 seconds in speed difference. How difficult is that when you come down pit road and you get back out there in the mix of everything, and you have guys on the various strategy? How difficult as a driver is it to be able to manage the closing gaps and the closing speeds behind the wheel?
Yeah, it's tough, Al, just because just the way the track set up, where it's kind of slinging into the wall, the car can get tight, and then sometimes it would get like a little bit loose going down the back stretch, and then trying to either look at your relative, or I'm primarily just looking at my mirror, just trying to see who's coming, because Max and we stayed out a little bit longer than some of the other drivers, so we were some of the slower guys for the last 5 laps of that stint. And I mean that closing rate, if they're anywhere close to you, you might as well just give them the bottom, because you don't want them to come down on you, or just get a mix up like that. But that was a ton of fun. That was something we don't see, where we're catching traffic and then they're duking it out, and then you just gotta be smart to try to get through lap traffic. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely a great night of racing. I had a lot of fun up inside the booth covering for our pal Roger, as he's out on assignment here once again. So we'll cover him for tonight, but I think he's back in the booth on Thursday night for the SK Series Season 5. We saw you dabble in the SK Series. Will we see you this season for Season 5?
As of right now, probably not, but anything could change. If I could ever make the commitment and actually practice, because I have hardly any experience in that SK series, or the SK, the modified, and then a lot of times over the past 2 seasons when I'm going out there, I'm learning the track for the first time and the car for the first time, and only got a 30-minute practice. So if I can actually put some time in beforehand, I might come out there.
Well, man, you put on a good show here. Next week we know is going to be a great show as you guys head to the Homestead Miami Speedway. I do believe in that 87 car, the 87 Thunderbird and Chevy Monte Carlo. How much of a fun is that going to be next week to sling that around that Mile High Bank racetrack?
Well, it would be a lot of fun, because the 87 car is my favorite car and Homestead's my favorite track. However, we do not have a setup for the 87 car going to Homestead right now. There's not a fixed setup. So I have a feeling we're going to be in the ARCA car, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk with Josh and Richard, tonight or tomorrow, and we'll make a decision on that. So the ARCA car will be fun. I'm just not very good at saving that right front in the ARCA car, if we do go with that.
Yeah, it's a very tough thing to do on any of the cars here, but you did a great job here tonight. Going to come up in that runner-up spot. Who made it all possible for you?
Yeah, I just want to, thank Josh for always putting this on. Richard, being an admin too. You guys for putting on a broadcast. We really appreciate you stepping in, and I'll definitely check it out tonight. We'll give out a shout out to Max. I mean, he was a car to beat. I actually thought Hammett from yesterday in the practice, I thought he was going to be the car to beat. And then once again, Eric, he started 19th and he came to 3rd. So, I mean, that's a super drive to him. And then all the drivers that came out tonight, that was a great show. And hopefully a lot of people had a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations, James. We'll see you in 1 week's time down at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Well, I guess we'll just shuffle up the dice and figure out what car we'll be in, and we'll have a good time down there anyway. But congratulations once again on your second place finish here tonight.
Cool, yeah. Thank you, Alan. Thank you for all the sponsors who sponsor this. That definitely helps us out with all the costs throughout the year. So forgot to throw that out there, and I'll see you next week there, Al.
Sounds good. Thanks. That's James Skelton, your second place finisher here tonight. We do not have contact with our third place driver, but I can tell you he was up 16 positions, had a very solid race in that Dirty Mo Media number 33. Eric Johnson going to come home in that 3rd spot, holding off our Fast Time Award winner of Chris Hammett here tonight, as Hammett will come home 4th, as that will be what the races were here tonight at the Rockingham Raceway. Let's take a look at your unofficial results here tonight. As we take a look there, Max Stereo picking up the win, becoming the second driver with 2 wins on the season. James Skelton will finish 2nd. 3rd will go to Eric Johnson. Chris Hammett and Jeffrey Souza will round out your top 5. 6th spot will go to Richard Murdoch. Sean Single in car number 11 will finish 7th. John Wells, Drex Hoyle, and Doug Neal, your hard charger of the race, 18 positions up to round out the top 10. Ryan O'Danny will come home in spot number 11 and at number 98. 12th will go to the number 2 of Josh Buckley. 13th will go to the Strano Brothers Racing of Joe Strano, Ethan Troutman, and Ryan Richard in spot number 15. 16th will go to Brandon Minto, Michael Trevarthen, Tim Cones, Tony Strano, Dave Bragg will round out the top 20. 21st will go to Brandon Feeney, Christopher Rothrock. In car number 84 will come home 27th. Kevin O'Brien, Tim Williams, Bob Higgins, Zach Mitchell, Rob Higgins, and Brian Bianchi will round out your 28-car field here tonight. Bruce Potter retired early and will come home 29th. Well, that will do it for me. As always, it's been a pleasure filling in here tonight for the Red Light Racing Series. It's a pleasure to be on board with them here this season on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we would be amiss by not thanking all of you out there for tuning in here tonight. On behalf of everybody behind the scenes at the Red Light Racing Series, my partner, Roger Muth, it's been a pleasure seeing you all out here tonight. We'll see you Thursday night for the Red Light Racing Series 5th season of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Series. Until then, keep it wheels down, and we'll see you at the races.